Hello, my name is Salma Trete. I'm from Georgia, and today I will speak about the integrated management system in education. So first of all, before I start my speech, I would like to introduce myself shortly. I have 13 years of working experience in education field. I'm the internal auditor of international standards of management of ISO 9001, the lead auditor of ISO 45001, which is the standard of occupational health and safety, and at this moment of my life, I'm trying to get my PhD degree at Georgian American University. So today I will speak about the concept of integrated management system in education. I will also cover the PDCA cycle, and of course, I will share the case study that I had in my country, in Georgia, its results, and the conclusion. So let's start with the concept of integrated management system, IMS. So it includes all aspects of an organization's systems, processes, and standards into one smart system. So IMS is a combination of all elements as one whole system. In order to discuss integrated management system in educational field, I would like to highlight your attention to three main circles that I offer as the key elements of integrated management system. So the first and the biggest circle is quality management system, which aims on customer satisfaction, continuous improvement, and transparent measurement system. So quality management system is mostly based on the quality of the whole academic curriculum, on professional development of academic personnel, on customer satisfaction, and generally on the management of educational field. And the most experienced and the famous international standard for implementing a quality management system in education is ISO 9001. Another very important circle of integrated management system is occupational health and safety, which aims to study and teach in safe and healthy environment, reducing or avoiding risks and incidents. And here I would like to stop a bit and pay your attention to the fact that mostly by people, occupational health and safety standard is considered as a standard mostly for hazardous classified organizations, for example, such companies as construction companies. But we usually forget that occupational health and safety systems and risks and incidents, they are not only physical risks or incidents, but they can be also psychological, social, mental, moral risks and moral incidents. So I think that you will agree with me that there are a lot of such kind of risks and incidents in educational field. Let's remember the pandemic period when we had thousands of cases of psychological risks and incidents. So yes, occupational health and safety standard is very, very important for integrated management system in education in order to consider those risks and incidents that I have already mentioned above, and set preventive actions that would be effective for the whole personnel and the customers. And finally, the last circle of integrated management system is informational technologies. And again, let's go back to the pandemic period, and we all saw that informational technologies, digital resources are very important for educational management. So ITS helps us to have effective communication system, implements modern methods of teaching, and of course helps us to save our time and have effective time management for e-governing of educational organization. The second question is, how can we integrate all these systems into one integrated management system, and what is the tool that we can use for that? And the answer to that question is the PDCA cycle. So let's discuss a bit deeper the PDCA cycle. So first of all, the PDCA cycle is offered by American researcher and management consultant Edward Deming in 19th. So in that circle, P stands for plan, D stands for do, C is check, and A is act. So of course we will go deeper to all these stages. However, before that, I would like to mention that yes, PDCA cycle is used by thousands of organizations, and of course they are not only educationals, so it is very unique and very commonly used by a lot of businesses. However, PDCA cycle within the integrated management system, in cooperation with the integrated management system, offers the educational organization a very effective management. So let's go deeper to the PDCA cycle and discuss each stage. Let's start from planning, which is the biggest and the most important stage of PDCA cycle. Why? Yeah, it's logical because everything what we do further in our organization depends on what we had planned before. So a man who does not think and plan long ahead will find trouble right at his door. So first of all, we need to analyze the previous work in our educational organization. We need to analyze all academic achievements, employees' evaluation results, customer satisfaction, KPIs achievement, and so on, in order to assess the risks that can be met further in our working process, and set effective strategic plan. And one of the most important things is that we need to realize and understand customers and other interested parties' expectations and needs while we are working on the strategic plan of our education organization. So we planned. Now we need to go further. We need to do. And the next stage from Deming circle is doing stage. Yes, we need to do so, we need to implement, but here we need to remember that we will never achieve success if our team is not involved in the doing process. So coming together is a beginning, keeping together is a progress, but working together is success. And for top managers, it's vitally important to understand that the team should be involved, that the team should agree with the strategic plan in order to do that effectively. Tracking. I absolutely agree that measurement is the first step that leads to control and eventually to improvement. If we cannot measure something, we cannot understand it. If we cannot understand it, we cannot control it. And if we cannot control it, we cannot improve it. So all the processes, everything we do in our organization should have effective and objective and transparent measurement tools. They should be checked, they should be analyzed. Why? Because we need to set effective preventive actions if something is going wrong. Or if something is going well, we need just to improve that and save it for the next our strategic plan. So after checking, while we analyze everything, our observations, monitorings, and our researchers, we need to act. So the act stage says change and set preventive actions. Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. So if we sum up all these stages, we come to the conclusion that everything finally goes to the continual improvement. So we plan, then we do, then we check, and after checking, we say what we need to change or what we need to continue, and finally we improve. So, according to mentioned above, there is quite a simple formulation. Integrated management system plus PDCA cycle equals effective management system for educational organizations. Now it's time for the case study. For my case study, I used two research questions. The first one is, which management structure do the educational organizations have in Georgia, and do they use PDCA cycle in management? So I took 72 educational organizations, and 50 of them were the schools, 12 were the universities, and I decided to work in both public and private sector in order to have a chance to compare them with each other. the method that I used was the interview with the top managers and the employees of the educational organizations. So, findings were very interesting. At the stage of planning, yes, all the educational organizations have a strategic plan. And the employees are aware about the strategic plan. They have the information about the plan. However, that was really interesting to find out that the risks are not assessed at the stage of planning, and also customers' needs and expectations in some cases were not discovered. So according to that, there is a question mark. If we do not know the customer's needs and expectations, can our plan be really effective and focused on customer satisfaction? And another one, if risks are not assessed, are we focused on continual improvement? So another finding was at the stage of observation. In absolutely all education organizations, academic personnel and also the top managers confirm that they have the observations and all the processes are monitored. However, there were some cases when the academic personnel could not answer the question what were the most important recommendations for them that they received at the end of the observation. Also, there were the cases when the observation feedbacks were sent to the academic personnel not directly after finishing the observation, but a bit late. So, according to that, there are several question marks, and one of them is, are those observations really focused on professional development? And finally, technologies. So we all agree that technologies are really important for educational organizations. And yes, especially at the era of pandemic, we use technologies, but mostly they are used for teaching methods, making the lessons or the lectures more modern, more interactive. But technologies are not really used for management purposes to make time to save our time more effectively and to have more flexible and more modern management tools using the technologies. So, what we need to do? To conclude everything, of course, we need to make new approaches to enhancing education for sustainable development in educational organizations. We need to implement integrated management system, and as I have already mentioned, quality management system, occupational health and safety system, and informational technologies are the main three circles of integrated management system. And as the tool for integrated management systems can be used PDCA cycle. But we need to remember that whatever we do, however we do, we need to involve our team, because without them we can never achieve success. So we need to train and train and train again and again our personnel in order to achieve success. So the greatest danger in times of turbulence is not the turbulence, it is to act with yesterday's logic. So we need to change for better. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.